Welcome to the Insider 360 Daily Headlines for August 30th, 2025. Here are the top stories we are following.
Insider 360, today's headlines.
A federal appeals court today delivered a significant challenge to President Donald Trump's trade policies, striking down many of his tariffs. The court ruled that the president unlawfully used emergency powers to impose the import taxes, asserting that such authority is a core power of Congress. The ruling upholds a decision from a lower court and finds the administration overstepped its authority. President Trump responded on social media, calling the ruling a total disaster and insisting that all tariffs remain in effect for now. The court has delayed its order until October 14th, giving the administration time to appeal to the Supreme Court, a move which could set up a major battle over presidential power and trade policy. Economic analysts are watching closely, with some warning the decision could create market uncertainty and upend the global trade order President Trump has built. Tragedy in Minneapolis, where a mass shooting at Annunciation Church has left 2 children dead and 18 other people wounded. The victims have been identified as 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moisky. The attack occurred Wednesday morning during a Catholic school mass when the assailant fired through the church windows. The shooter, identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman, died at the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The FBI has classified the attack as an act of domestic terrorism driven by what it calls a hate-filled ideology. However, extremism analysts describe a more complex motive, suggesting Westman's online materials show a mixture of extremist influences and an obsession with mass violence itself. The Trump administration has denied visas to Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas and approximately 80 other Palestinian officials, preventing them from attending the upcoming United Nations General Assembly in New York. The move breaks with decades of diplomatic precedent. Secretary of State Marco Rubio stated the decision was made because the Palestinian leadership has failed to repudiate terrorism and continues to seek unilateral recognition of statehood at the UN. The Palestinian presidency called the decision a clear violation of international law and the UN headquarters agreement, which generally requires the U.S. to grant access to officials for UN business. The visa denials come as several European allies plan to recognize a Palestinian state during the summit, a move the U.S. and Israel strongly oppose. In the Middle East, the Israel Defense Forces announced today the recovery of the body of Ilan Weiss, a hostage killed during the October 7th attacks. His body was recovered from the Gaza Strip nearly 2 years after he was taken. The recovery comes as the Israeli military announced it is beginning an offensive on Gaza City, declaring it a combat zone. As part of the new offensive, the IDF suspended the daily tactical pauses that had allowed for some humanitarian aid to enter the area. This development raises grave concerns for the civilian population, as the UN and other international bodies have already declared a famine in and around Gaza City. Hamas has warned that the offensive also puts the remaining 48 hostages at extreme risk. That is the latest from Insider 360. We will have more updates for you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.